This is ABTV, Animal Bites Television. For animal lovers, by animal lovers.
Eyes are pretty cool. They come in an amazing variety of shapes, sizes, colors, and definitely come in handy when it comes to seeing things. If you didn't have eyes, it would be extremely hard for you to watch this video. So let's enjoy enigmas of exaggerated eyesight with each and every extraordinary entity that I will explain to you as 5 weird animal eyes. Let's start this list off with a 10-tentacled bang, the colossal squid. This animal is number 1 on my list because it has the largest eyes in the animal kingdom, and possibly the largest eyes of any animal that's ever existed. The baby blues on this beast are about 27 centimeters across, about the same size as a basketball. The colossal squid is also the world's largest invertebrate. Not to be confused with its slightly smaller cousin, the giant squid, the colossal squid has been recorded at an impressive 46 feet long. Unlike the giant squid, whose eyes are situated on the sides of their head, the colossal squid has forward-facing eyes, which gives it binocular vision and the ability to judge distances. They also have special light-emitting organs behind their eyes called photophores. Found in a number of deep-sea animals, photophores work like headlights to help the colossal squid see in the dark. The light is a type of bioluminescence produced by chemical reactions involving bacteria. Along with giant glowing eyes, these massive invertebrates also have a giant beak and rotating hooks on their tentacles, so we'll probably see them again in a future episode. Number 2. Perhaps the most famous eyes in the animal kingdom belong to members of the chameleon family. All chameleons have large eyes that protrude laterally from the head and are able to move independently of each other. This feature gives them the ability to watch an approaching object while simultaneously scanning the rest of its environment. They have a 360-degree arc of vision and are almost always looking in 2 different directions at once. The only time when both of the chameleon's eyes are pointing forward is when they're zeroing in on prey. They spot food, move slowly towards it, focus both eyes on their target, then the rest is fairly obvious. For number 3, we're going to travel down 2,000 feet below the surface of the ocean. Down here, the unusual becomes usual, and the terrifying becomes refying. Look at this fish! This is Macropinna microstoma, also called the barrel eye or spook fish. It looks like a fish that was transforming into a helicopter then got stuck halfway. Macropinna has extremely light-sensitive green eyes that rotate within a transparent fluid-filled shield on its head. When looking for food, their eyes point straight upward. Then once they locate a prey item, their eyes move down so they're facing straight forward so their mouth is in their field of vision. Experts at the Monterey Bay Aquarium speculate that the transparent shield is used when Macropinna occasionally steals food from animals called siphonophores. Relatives of jellyfish, siphonophores are elongated animals with stinging tentacles that capture prey that swims into them. It's thought that the barrel eye swims into the siphonophore's tentacles and is able to steal its prey without exposing the fish's sensitive eyes to the stingers. Back up on dry land is number 4, the jumping spider. These adorable little bastards are amazing visual hunters that use 2 large principal eyes and 2 smaller lateral eyes to locate and take down prey. But what puzzled researchers for years is how they were able to jump on their prey so accurately without any focal adjustment system or binocular stereo vision. In layman's terms, they are able to pinpoint the exact location of food even though they lack depth perception. This enigma of the spider world was a mystery until 2012, when researchers in Japan discovered that the arachnids accurately sense directions by comparing a blurry vision of an image with a clear one. Here's how that works. The jumping spider senses the movement of a prey item with its lateral eyes, then turns to face the direction of it and zeroes in on it with its principal eyes. Inside of the front eyes, 4 distinct photoreceptor layers are at work in the retina. The 2 closest to the surface contain ultraviolet sensitive pigments, and the 2 deepest layers contain green sensitive pigment. Because of the layers' respective distances from the lens of the eye, incoming green light is only focused on the deepest layer, while the other green sensitive retina layer receives defocused or fuzzy images. The spiders gauge depth cues from the amount of defocus in this fuzzy layer, which is proportional to the distance an object is to the lens of the eye. If this all seems really complicated, it's because it is. I spent over an hour reading up about this online, and I'm still not sure I completely understand it. Number 5. Geckos. The most species-rich group of lizards, there are about 1,500 species of geckos worldwide. Most geckos are nocturnal, with the exception of species found in the genuses Phelsuma, Lygodactylus, and Gonatotus. Let's just exclude those 3 genuses from the rest of this conversation. In humans, as with many other vertebrates, there are 2 types of photoreceptors found in the retina, rods and cones. Put simply, rods are used to distinguish light from dark, while cones are able to recognize color. Geckos evolved from diurnal lizards, which initially had both rods and cones. But as time went on, these diurnal lizards were active only during bright daylight hours, so their rods began to disappear, and eventually the ancestors of geckos lost their rod cells completely. When these lizards evolved into geckos, they began moving back into a nocturnal lifestyle that required better nighttime vision. The problem is that without rod cells, their nighttime vision was fairly sucky. In response to this problem, the cones of nocturnal geckos became much larger and more sensitive to light than those of their diurnal relatives. This resulted in the amazing ability to see color at night. In low light, human eyes are only able to see shades of gray, as rod cells simply pick up whether or not light is present regardless of its color. The sensitivity of nocturnal gecko eyes has been calculated to be 350 times higher than human cone vision. Whew! That was a lot of science. Thanks so much for watching. What animals do you think have the coolest looking eyes? Let me know in the comments down below, and please don't say mantis shrimp, because I'm going to feature them in another episode because I did some research on the mantis shrimp eyes, and it turns out that they're not as amazing as we used to think they were. Look it up, it's really kind of cool. Anyway, let me know in the comments down below what animals and topics you'd like to see in future episodes. Subscribe to AnimalBytesTV for more awesome animal things and stuff. I'll see you next week on 5 Weird Animal Facts.
I'm a wildlife rescuer, field expert, and conservationist. Welcome to Corey's Wild World.
This is ABTV,